Hi, I'm Steve Schaefer. Welcome to our worm farm. I'm one of a number of people who have become known as worm wranglers. We take care of the vermicomposting here at the Evergreen Brickworks. There are probably 4 or 5 of us who come on a regular basis to feed and care for the worms. Vermicomposting is simply using worms to produce castings or worm poop, which is very, very nutritious fertilizer.
You're going to end up with a very, very high quality compost that's inoculated with a ton of beneficial microorganisms. That is going to be so healthy for your indoor plants and your outdoor plants. And you're also going to reduce your waste.
It's natural, so it's certainly much better for our environment. From what I understand, it's 20 to 30% more nutritious than other fertilizers. Red wigglers are a worm that is really very, very compatible with the whole process that we have. They reproduce rapidly, they eat a lot of food, they produce a lot of castings, so they're ideal. Initially, when we started out, we had 3 of these chalets. So I can just show you quickly what one of these is. So each one of these layers has a bedding and it has worms in it. And on this side, we have simple rubber containers. These are in various states of the process of creating the castings. So the beginning of the process is to start a new bedding, and generally what we do is take either shredded paper. Today we're just going to use shredded paper. You can use shredded paper, any kind of paper, or egg crates really work well also. So we put a fair amount of shredded paper in here, and then add topsoil to it. We mix that all together. We put a lot of water in to help to start the breakdown process of the paper. And then we also add usually a handful or so of the castings, just because the castings they have a lot of the microbial materials in it that further helps the worms with their digestion. Generally, it takes about maybe 3 months here from starting out with new bedding to a point where the actual castings can be harvested.
We feed the worms vegetables, no meat, no dairy. Vegetables, eggs, coffee grinds are amazing, and tea. And we chop it up very fine. The finer you chop it, the faster they digest it. So this is how we feed the worms. I like to dig a little trough here to check out the population, and then I can put the food in here and cover it back up. We bury the food at the bottom of the bin, and this prevents fruit flies from coming, and also it allows the worms to access it easier because they won't go up towards the light.
So now we're doing the actual harvesting process. So underneath this grating, what we do is we put a bunch of food, and then we put the grating on top, and then we put in all of the worms and the castings that we want to harvest, and then we just let it go for about 5 weeks. And we encourage the worms then to crawl down to the bottom where the food is. The worms hopefully have gone down to the bottom of the bin here, and so we can scoop out these nice dark castings, and we put them then into the sifting tray, and we sift it down. We ultimately end up with pretty much just nice clean castings, which we then can use for the garden. You can do this at home. In fact, we provide workshops here that take you through the whole process from start to finish. At the end of the workshop, we give them some castings as well as some worms that they can take home so they can start their own bin.
It's very easy. All you need is a bin with opaque plastic, and you drill a few holes in it, like a small Rubbermaid or a plastic shoe bin.
It's important for me to make my own soil because I get a lot more peace of mind knowing where my soil is coming from and what I'm putting into it. When you buy commercial items, you're very uncertain. There could be a lot of chemicals, pesticides, maybe even antibiotics that could have adverse effects that we're not exactly sure what they will be.
So how does this one work? You put a friend of mine gave me some castings, we made some compost tea out of it, and the effects were very quick. The plants started to grow stronger, and they bore more fruit than some of the other ones we've had in the past.
Even though I'm really busy, as a mom, there's a lot more that I can do to reduce the amount of garbage that I make. And so this felt like a really meaningful way to come and learn how to start doing that.
I have a lot of houseplants and herbs at home, and so it's a great alternative to chemical fertilizers and artificial fertilizers. The workshop, they said it'd be really simple to just sprinkle the casings on top of your herbs, and the water, when you water it, will just pull the nutrients down to the roots. So it's a really great solution. It's a great way to reuse the waste that I make in my house, so a clean and healthy way to dispose of your compost. You just feed the worms once a week, and they really do all the work after that. And at the end, you come out with some really great castings for your garden.
These worms are available online from many sources, and they can be shipped to your home, or you can come down to Evergreen Brickworks, where we will start offering them in the store, and we also have workshops ongoing.
They reproduce fairly fast, and so you get yourself a cup or so, 100 or so, and that's more than enough to start your own vermicomposting operation.